Hello and welcome to Who Dares Rolls TV. I am your host, Mike B. Here we are again, another week, fresh week. Still stuff to do from last time with reviews and something that's coming soon, I promise, time allowing. So I thought I'd take a detour for the moment to have a look at Blood Rage Digital. Ah, yes. So last year there was Blood Rage Digital Kickstarter ran, which was mostly filled of a big box of plastic, more monsters, more miniatures, more bling for the board. But aside from this, there was actually a digital game. And in the last week, Core Mini have released, kind of mostly unsuccessfully, the beta version to the backers. Now, a vast swathe, if you go to the Kickstarter, was full of people going, "Where's my code? It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work on Mac?" So there seems to be some teething problems with that. Good grief, God, who would have thought it? And with Core Mini's usual exemplary customer service, they have failed to respond to anyone as to what's going on. However, I was one of the fortunate few who actually managed to get a Steam code for Blood Rage Digital that works, that I can get in and actually have a look at the beta, which is helpful, isn't it? I'm going to slurp just a second. So, right, for those of you who don't know anything at all what Blood Rage is, which is crazy, how could this be happening? Blood Rage is a game by Eric Lang. It is a blues and a map game. Essentially, it's set at Ragnarok, the Viking age of war, death, destruction, mayhem, and violence, more violence. Now, the board game is a classic. I will say a modern classic. It's definitely one of Lang's strongest efforts. It is, as I say, set in the Viking Ragnarok. You all play Viking clans, and you're battling it out in this really tight sort of map of this battle over provinces in the area. Essentially what you do, you have a deck of cards that you're drafting at the start of the game in 3 ages of Ragnarok, and each of the card decks represent one of these ages, and they have various things. All the clans basically start vanilla, all the same, with 3 stats of rage, glory, and something else. These axes, I think it is. Well, basically what it means is you can level up those. Rage is what you use, your economy that you use to take actions during the game. And while you've still got rage, you can still do stuff. Once you've burnt all your rage out, that's it. You're done. Your limp, flaccid Viking warrior droops to the side, and everyone else carries on doing what they're doing. So you can basically go in and battle in these different provinces and score more stats, more rage or more glory or more of the other thing. I've forgotten what it is. So one of them allows you more characters on the map. Glory will just give you more points and actions for winning battles and dying and being sent to Valhalla. It's a cool game. It's a really good game. It's one of my favourites, definitely Core Minis. It's a solid game, plays very well, it's real tight, it's real fast, it's vicious, and it's got lots of, developing strategies. Especially the more you play it, the draft becomes more relevant to the game. So yeah, if you've never played Blood Rage, I personally, if you cast aside all the bling, and it is beblinged in lots of glorious lumps of big plastic, and all the clans and everything else. I mean, it's a lovely game, if you're that way inclined. I digress. But yeah, it's a cracking game. I really enjoy it. We play it a lot. And as I say, it's one of those with definitely really rewards returning to it. So you learn that draft. You learn the cards, the strengths in each deck. And you can really kind of get a strong strategy in there. And the games can be real swingy. It's a cracking game. So, all that precursor aside, the Blood Rage Digital has hit. So I have had a look at it. So I thought I would share my thoughts and feelings, show you a bit of it, and see where we're at the moment with it. So it's a beta. It's not finished, clearly. We'll look at it. It does pretty much, as the game works, it does a very good job of doing the game. You can play up to 6 players against a single on your own against the AI with various levels of AI abilities. I've mainly stuck it on normal. I've not tried it on there, and they're fairly decent, actually. The normal AI seems to put up a fair fight of a few games I've played of it. I've not exhaustively played a lot of it. I've basically looked at it, had a little go on the single player, and had a dabble on the multiplayer. But yeah, all the basics are there. So you've got the card draft in place, and that's all there. The cards there, they graphically works quite well, that you can go mouse over them and they show up what it is. So that all works. That's pretty good. And the drafting is pretty makes sense. Now, at the moment, the beta version, there is no tutorial that really I can see. There is a section you can look at, gives you some instructions or a reading area, but there isn't like a play along tutorial. Whether that's going to come in the alpha, I don't know. But at the moment, it presumes that you know how to play Blood Rage. So if you don't know how to play Blood Rage, you're going to be kind of lost initially. So you get the card draft, all that works the same, and then essentially the game plays exactly the same of you dropping your your clans, your warriors or whatever, spending your wage and jumping into areas. Now this is where we kind of get to an area which is a bit with it. Graphically, it does look very nice. However, you've got the map at this weird angle, and you can kind of zoom in and out, but you can't rotate the map. And an issue I could personally say is that one of the things you can do is you can do quests, which allow you to have the most strength in certain areas of the map. Now, I know the map and I know what the colours represent and how it works, but that could be definitely more clearly defined in the digital version. It's a bit muddy as to what areas are what. Also the Doom. So every age, Ragnarok wipes out one of the areas. And the best of my knowledge, I can't see in the digital version where it places a Doom marker to tell you what's the next area to get wiped out. It may be there, but I can't see it. I've looked a couple of times. So that's a little baffling to me, especially as quite a few cards relate to you being in Ragnarok when you get taken out. So that seems to be a bit of a missed trick. And yeah, generally the big Yggdrasil tree is in the middle of the map, which is nice graphically, but that's a pain in the backside. You can't really see around it. So it can be a little bit muddy, especially the northern areas, see what's going on there. And generally, whilst graphically it looks fine, it's a bit muted in where the locations are on the map and where you can pop troops and stuff. All that seems to not, it just kind of merges into like a muddy sort of thing. So tracking that is a little tricky sometimes, but it plays fine. I've not encountered any issues with it playing it. It plays exactly like in Blood Rage, and if you know what you're doing, you can crack along and have a solid game of Blood Rage. It all looks cool. The battles will work out well. You get some good stats as to who did what during a battle. That all plays out quite well. There's no takesy backsy, which some people have seen bemoaning on the forums. So I've not personally had an issue with it yet, but I suppose I can see. Make a decision, people. Make a decision and play it through. But yeah, so there is Blood Rage. It looks good. It is a beta. It feels like a beta, but I've played much worse betas, if that makes sense. It's solid. It works. I don't think there's any glitches that I came across on it, and it all kind of functions. It's more graphically, there's definitely some issues of that. It could do with some more pop to make everything kind of a bit clearer as to what the locations are, where you are, what your troops are doing, and all that. It all kind of, it's a bit muddy, as I say. But aside from that, it all kind of works. It's not a bad first step, but it feels to me that there's still a fair few miles to go yet before they've really got it to an alpha stage, to really a decent sort of polished version. It's definitely there. It's a bit busy. Yeah. But yeah, but if you look at it, it's pretty cool. I mean, I like Blood Rage, and the thought of the possibility of the digital version that we can play weekdays when I can't get a group together, then that's great. So hopefully they can hone it further, that they will take some of the feedback of people have said, and that we are going to be looking at a really sweet, polished version of Blood Rage Digital, which should do well for them if they do it. It may bode well for further digital implementations of other stuff. I know Zombicide's on the back burner somewhere, I believe. But yeah, so there you go. It's a real quick down and dirty look at Blood Rage Digital. I've so far had a pleasant enough experience of it. It's not bad, as I say, for beta. Definitely needs more work. The points I've raised are my major concerns with it, really. If they could get the camera rotating, that'd be kind of cool. Be able to look around the proper map and zoom in properly, and just make it clearer. That's the real thing. At the moment, it just feels a little bit busy. And the pertinent information, what you need to see, like the what areas give you what, and what, it all just kind of is a bit muddy. But there you go. Well, you've seen that as well. So that is Blood Rage Digital. Very nice. What do we think of that? Lovely. I will be back soon, as I say, with stuff. I've got dropping imminently. I've got Outbreak to do a review of that. That'll be coming soon, which is the zombie apocalypse cooperative tile defense game sort of thing. There's a bunch of other stuff that you need to look at. Time as always is my greatest enemy at this present point of time, and a bunch of other stuff that is on the back burner that I was going to do when I get time again. There's some reviews that I've got dropped for Charlie, some RPG stuff he's working on or worked on that I will be getting out soon. There is a podcast episode dropped, episode 59 dropped the other day. I need to put it on the main website, but that's out. If you subscribed, you should probably track that down. We're a bit rusty. It's been a while since we podded, and we recorded last week, and I've got the audio to edit that of episode 60. How amazing. And so that will be dropping at some point during March. Wow. No, I won't go into what we discussed on that. I'll come back to that later. That's it. Other than that, yes, there's a bunch of stuff to come. Hopefully I can get actually a review out soon rather than me waffling and wobbling at you for incessantly, because I'm amazed that it probably gets boring very quickly. And that's it. I think that's it. This is going to be down dirty, very short. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, all that sort of stuff, the lovely goodness, and all of that. If you want to know more, go to whodesrolls.com. There's a multitude of written review content there with RPG from Charlie, a ton of stuff that I did before we started messing around with a video camera. So lots of written stuff there if you're of interest to you, and other articles and nonsense and things and stuff, and the podcast episodes and all sorts of stuff. There's just loads of stuff. Yes, that's it for the minute. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch up very soon with some of the other stuff that I've been promising forever to do. For the time being, have fun gaming and stuff and things and nonsense and shenanigans.